Hey YouTube! So this is officially our first video from
New Zealand.
So our around the world trip, as you guys may have known if you watched the last video, we've taken a year and we're traveling through like 30 countries around the globe. And so we flew into Fiji,
Right.
We were only for 2 days. What do you think about Fiji?
Fiji was hot.
Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't that hot. But then we flew into New Zealand and we've been pretty lucky with the weather.
Yeah. For a place that rains as often as Portland does,
Right.
we actually got really good weather.
And it's spring here in New Zealand. So we went from being fall winter to winter spring. So we've kind of flipped ourselves upside down on the globe. I did check and the water doesn't go backwards. So that's something that is a fib or a lie or a myth, whatever you want to call it.
We did have to flip this video though
Right.
because we are currently upside down.
Right. So New Zealand is probably the prettiest, most scenic country I've ever been in my life. And I've traveled quite a bit. And the mountains, the ocean, the water. When you first fly into Auckland, it's like crystal blue. You could almost see the bottom of the ocean. It's that clear. What's your impressions of New Zealand before?
For those of you who have seen the Lord of the Rings movies and the Hobbit,
Right.
pretty much 90% of it was filmed here
Right.
at various points on the North and South Island of New Zealand. And they don't exaggerate. It's
Right.
just as beautiful
Very
here
scenic.
in real life.
Right, it's crazy.
And I'm not one to be blown away by mountains and things like that, but my jaw dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just, everything here
Right.
is stunning.
So we rented a car in Auckland. We were there for 2 or 3 days, and Auckland actually is funny. It is my favorite city for food. They had some really cool food there. They had some French fries that they would flavor with different flavorings, which were pretty epic.
They put some powdered stuff in a
Right.
big tube and shook it. Oh, it was the
Yeah.
best.
We did a couple hikes there, and then we've been traveling pretty much down the North Island all the way to the South Island. We ended up here in Queenstown, which is a beautiful city, and we've been here for about 5-6 days, so we could kind of relax after all the road tripping. But we've done a lot of adventure stuff. We did under the cave.
Yep, we did the Waitomo glowworm caves, both
Yeah.
riding a boat through, nice and stately, which was fun.
Yeah.
And then getting dressed up in wetsuits, hopping on inner tubes, and going through tight underground passages with fast-moving water.
And jumping off of waterfalls, which was actually
was
really cool.
Horrifying, and I will never do again.
Brian hated it. I loved it. I'm more. I like to do things that are more scary and more adventurous.
And it was scary.
So I booked him the cave adventure. I didn't necessarily tell him what it entailed until he got into the cave and he was like, "This is pitch black and they're making me jump off a waterfall."
in this tiny little cave where
Right.
you can't see nothing.
But it was pretty epic. I mean, we've stayed in some really nice locations. We've had a great time on this trip. I mean, I'm really going to miss. This is our last day. We're flying out to Australia tonight, and I'm really going to miss New Zealand.
So we weren't sure how to do this video because
Right.
a lot of travel videos, people kind of show you as they're doing the journey. Some of the people we watch kind of do a takedown after they've done
Right.
a place of what they liked, what they didn't, how much they spent.
Right.
I filmed stuff everywhere just in
Right.
case.
I will try to cut stuff into this video. If it doesn't work out too well, I might just upload this video and then throw up some other videos. You just have to keep an eye out for them. We're out of practice for YouTube, as you guys may be able to notice. These videos are not the greatest. But I know there's a lot of you that followed us back when we had the kids and we were raising them before we became empty nesters. So we wanted to kind of let you know what we're doing in our old age.
Yep.
And also a shout out to our family members. We miss you guys at home. Selena, Daniel, my mom, Grandma Ann, Wolfie. We miss all of you guys. I hope you guys are taking care of the dogs and doing well. Anything else you want to say about New Zealand before we leave?
It's a place, if you ever have the opportunity to go, I recommend it.
Right.
I'm not 100% on board with their food because they're very
Food.
meat potatoes people.
Well,
and
the
I like
pizza.
spicy. They don't do spicy.
They don't do spicy. Mexican food, pizza, all kind of. I mean, it's okay, but it doesn't come anywhere close to what American standards are. I think for those kind of foods.
Right.
A little bit of Asian food I've had was pretty good, but this one won't really eat Asian food too much. So,
we
which
get it a lot.
which will be
and
fun.
We're going into a lot of it.
We'll be in Southeast Asia for 80 days, so that'll be interesting to see how he deals with all the Asian food there.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be lots of fun. That's pretty much it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
If
stay
you-
tuned for our clips.
If you get a chance, visit New Zealand. It is an epic country. And for Americans, it's a lot cheaper than you might think. Everything here, the dollar is very strong. So we were way under our budget. And I think we're doing pretty good on that part. We've been staying in IHGs and Marriott's, and we've been very lucky. They've been pretty much, upgrading us to suites, which is pretty nice because that way we're not getting on each other's nerves too much. Until next time, you two.
See
Bye.
ya.